How funny is Tom Segura? Let's find out. Tom Segura, first 48. I mean, this guy is hilarious. You know what I mean? That's what I'm basically going to start off the video by saying. He is hilarious. You know what I mean? I'm into all that dark humor. I'm into that savage humor that offend everybody. I love to laugh at the people that are offended, okay? If you like to laugh at them people, write me too in the comments, okay? We got 500 likes on the last one. Let's go for 1,000 this time, and let's get right into the reaction.
I can't tell you where to go. I can tell you where not to go. Wherever they film the first 48 on A&E.
That's a fact.
Oh, if you're not familiar with the show, here's what it is. Camera crews follow real homicide detectives for the first 48 hours after a murder. And the reason that that time distinction is so important is that after 48 hours, they give up on that murder. They're like, that's some old shit. What do you want to do today? Like, how about you keep trying to solve that murder, man? That shit happened on Monday. It's Wednesday. We're not going to solve that shit. Really?
How many of y'all actually watch First 48 in the comments, man? I used to love that show, but I just felt like it just became the same thing over and over. Seeing a person tell for a sandwich and a cigarette, I mean, it gets old. It does get old.
Hey, it's Wednesday. We're not going to solve that shit. Really? There are so many amazing moments on that show. So many. A lot of the episodes take a similar path. I'm blown away, first of all, at how many times there's a witness to a murder. It's crazy. I always thought murders happen in dark alleys and nobody saw shit. No. Every other episode, they're like, you see that shit? And the guy's like, I saw that shit. Yeah. Where? Right fucking here. Really? I was standing here, and then he killed that dude there. Like, what did he look like? He was like 5'2" to 6'8", something like that. And like, that's the fucking description you're gonna give us? Uh-huh. Anything else about him? Yeah, he had ears too. Thanks, man. No problem. They still will sketch that shit out. I don't know. And they show it to people. Do you know this guy? And everyone's like, nah. And then one guy will be like, yeah! That's Cricket right there. They're like, oh, shit. You know him? I've been knowing Cricket 27 years. What's his real name? Man, that's just Cricket. I don't even know. Stop being white and weird. That's a perfect fucking impression, and you know exactly who that was. Okay?
Hey, yo, I gotta give it to Tom Segura. His black voice impression is kind of funny. You know what I mean? I heard it on the last one, too. It's hilarious. I gotta give it to him.
Impression, and you know exactly who that was, okay? Yeah, it's a black guy, and he's wearing a wife beater, and he's got on a dirty hat, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he looks like he's about 33, but you find out he's 76 years old. And he speaks super aggressively to the cops. I've been out here for a minute. Like, all right, when was the last time you saw him? He came through with jellyfish last week. They were looking for some smoke. And they're like, all right, Jesus. They always cut to the whitest detective from that guy, too. They cut from that guy to the guy who's like, I don't think he's going to help us out. We're going to have to find Cricket on our own.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Watching that, I'm always embarrassed. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I felt like they picked the worst. Like, you see what he just said? They picked the whitest of the white. They just picked the worst black person they could find, you know what I mean, to put on these shows. And then it's like he's telling the story, and then you're feeling it cringing, just cringing the whole time. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. I got to agree with him on that.
I don't think he's going to help us out. We're going to have to find Cricket on our own. That show has the best moment in television. It's the most dramatic thing you could ever see, because it's real life, and that is the interrogation. The interrogation is amazing, because here's the thing about drama. If you want to have a great, dramatic moment, raise the stakes. Guess what? There's no higher stakes than somebody being questioned about taking somebody else's life. It's inherently compelling television. It is also super serious. But the detectives insist on using the suspect's street name, so the whole thing turns into a fucking cartoon. Like, they're literally like, your life is on the line. We need to talk to you. Why don't you have a seat? Little stank, why don't you sit down for a second? Did you or did you not know Dookie Shoes? I don't know no Dookie Shoes.
Dookie Shoes.
I got a picture of you hanging out with Dookie Shoes. I mean, I seen them.
Like, anybody in the comments, do y'all got a friend named Dookie Shoes? If you do, write I do. If you don't, write I don't.
I don't know.
Dookie
And then they'll
Shoes.
throw one bit of evidence against the wall, hoping it'll solve the case. They'll be like, well, we were talking to Naamin, and he said that you were at the 7-Eleven last week. And he'll be like, yeah, I shot him in the face. And you're like, God damn, really? That's all it took to break you? Dude, lie. Lie for longer. You can kill somebody, you can't lie for 10 fucking minutes about it? Like, dudes will break on anything. They'll be like, we heard you had on a blue shirt last Friday. Yeah, I stabbed those 4 people. Dude, a lot of people have blue shirts, man. You can still get out of this. Here's what I've learned watching that show, okay? Lawyer up. You can't handle that shit. Everybody's like, I'm gonna talk to the cops and straighten this whole thing out. You're gonna do 25 to life. Have fun with that, man. Nobody asked for a lawyer. I've seen 300 people get interrogated on this show. 2 of them were like, can I talk to a lawyer? And both times the detectives were like, fuck! And then at the end of
Y'all feel the same way. Like, why the fuck don't they ever ask for a lawyer? Like, they just sit there and go, I'll just tell you everything. That is insane.
those episodes that said on the screen, all charges against Tayshaun were dropped. Or Jim, pick a fucking name. Let's be honest, there's no Jims on the show. I've seen every episode, and none start with, hey, Bryce, can we talk to you for a second, man? Where were you last Friday? I was over at Tanner's house.
Never.
Then Skylar had a party, so we went over there.
Skylar.
And then we picked up Connor and we had pancakes. Sorry, bro. The detective, bro.
You need a comedian like Tom Segura to settle out your week, man, because he's going to touch on, I think a comedian has a power. You know what I mean? They have the power to grab anything that they want in the world and make it, comical. He does it in a certain type of class where it's like he can literally, with the voices and just he's real vivid on how he paints a picture, and you find yourself feeling like you actually with him in whatever the experience is. So I've enjoyed this new Tom Segura, thing I've been doing on the channel. If you guys got any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And definitely, we're at 41,000. Let's get to 1 million. I will see y'all on the next one. And yeah.